Hey everybody, Will from Studio Zombie 3D with a quick look at the new Anycubic Viper. Here's everything that you get in the box with the Viper laid out on the table here. And here you have your scraper, your assembly manual and instructions. You've got your USB stick and standard SD card. You have your 7 screws for assembly, your service card, 2 extra nozzles, and a couple of extra zip ties here. And also you have your tool drawer, which is a nice little feature with your 2 wrenches. You have your cleaning needle for your nozzles, your side cutters, and your Allen wrenches. And here we have the 4.3-inch color touch screen, which is a nice little touch on this printer here. You got your standard bit of filament for testing, and you got a USB cable for connection to your printers. The tool drawer has magnets in the back, which keeps it closed, which is a nice touch. It also comes with belt tensioners on your Y and X axes. You have your main board up front with USB and SD card, and you have a solid mounted magnetic print bed with a powder coated PEI textured build plate that's very easy to remove and replace as you're printing. And we have the upright assembly ready to be installed on the base. You have your print head here. There are dual part cooling fans on here. You have your LED right up front here, and you have your belt tensioner for your X-axis, similar as the one on the Y. Now we're just going to flip this around and take a look at the back of the gantry here. Alright, so now we have a look at the back of the gantry here. We have the dual Z-axis motors with axis screws going up and photoelectric sensor limits. We have a breakout board here for all the wiring on the gantry, including your hot end stepper motors and your extruder. It really just makes wire management very simple on this when you're trying to set up. Anycubic made the Viper very beginner friendly. 4 screws serve to hold it upright in position on the base and 3 on the screen. And then all you have to do after that is attach the 5 plugs from the base to your Z-axis motors, your photoelectric limits, switches, and the screen. Once you have these 5 plugs in place, the last thing you have to do is go up onto the gantry to the breakup board and insert the final plug there, which locks into place. Now with all the wiring taken care of, all you have to do now is slide your Bowden tube into your extruder, locking it into place, and using the supplied zip ties, just secure the wires from the hot end to your Bowden tube to keep them up out of the way as you're printing. And that's all there is to it. Took me 10 minutes to get it up and running, and you're ready to print, so let's boot this up. Now, when you switch the Viper on, you're greeted with the Anycubic animation and home screen. Let's take a quick look. Under System, we have Language, Voice, and About. Now, under the Prepare menu, we have your leveling, your preheat, and your filament load unload. Under Tools, we have your axis movement, temperature, speed control, light control, and to turn your motors off. And our final menu here is your SD card menu that holds your files when you're ready to print. Now, let's try the auto level system that Anycubic has on here. The Viper uses a nozzle as the bed probe and checks 16 points. The footage is running at 8 times speed. With heat up and leveling, it took about 5 minutes in total, and you're ready to go. And with the solid mounted bed, there's really no adjustments really needed for it. Once you're level, you're good to go. It's definitely a feature that's great to have out of the box, making getting started very simple for somebody who's new to 3D printing, or even somebody who's experienced. And here we are, getting ready to start our first print out of the box. All in all, took me about 15 minutes for assembly, setup, loading the filament, leveling the bed, and getting ready to print. The Viper is one of the easiest printers I've seen to get set up and going, ideal for anybody who's just wanting to get into 3D printing. Out of the box, you don't need anything. You have auto level, you have a filament runout sensor, you have everything that you're going to need to get printing. Heat up time is only about 2-3 minutes for the bed and the hot end, so you're not waiting very long before you're starting your first layer. And here we go. Here's a start of our owl print. And here we have some footage of the owl. About 30 minutes into the print. Footage is sped up a little bit just for the video time. And here we are again checking in on the owl about halfway through the print in real time. Now this is just out of the box, no calibration, nothing has been done to this unit, and it's printing just phenomenally. The Viper is definitely an ideal printer for beginners. In no time you have it set up, ready to go, and you're printing. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more videos, and be sure to check the link in the description for ordering information on the Viper, releasing June 10th. Thanks everybody.